Today's passage is Luke chapter 4, verses 1 to 13. Jesus is tempted in the wilderness. This is an intriguing story, isn't it? How do we know what happened to Jesus when he was on retreat in the desert? There was no one there to see. Did he give this account to the disciples afterwards? Did these conversations with the devil, these dialogues, really take place? Actually, on that note, I'm reminded of a line in the Harry Potter books. Apologies to those of you who are not fans, although you might want to rethink that one. Harry has a near-death experience and a conversation with Dumbledore, who is definitely dead. Harry says to him, "Is this real, or is it all just happening in my head?" And Dumbledore replies, "Of course it's happening in your head. Where else would it be? But why would that make it any less real?" A robust response, which might apply to Jesus in the wilderness. Let's say his thoughts roamed around all the possible ways forward as he contemplated his future ministry after his baptism, weighing up the merits and disadvantages of each. Our temptations generally seem to come from within us, don't they? The pressure, that is, to give in, even if that second slice of chocolate cake is winking at us from the plate. It's often noticed that Scripture is quoted by both the devil and Jesus in support of their opposing views. Even when the devil is not quoting, there are allusions to Old Testament precedent. This means that temptations come in plausible forms. It's not presented as an obvious evil, which might be easier to spot and resist. And then I note at the end, it says, "The devil departed from him for now." I feel that since Jesus shared all of our humanity, as Hebrews makes very clear, he would have experienced temptations just as we do most of the time, not just on that one period of 40 days, or in the Garden of Gethsemane. Perhaps this account was a summary of the major themes of his temptations, the issues which typically he wrestled with constantly. But of course, whenever we resist temptation, we get stronger to resist it better and quicker next time. It's like building up muscle. Conversely, whenever we give in, we're much more likely to give in again and again. Jesus won a great victory in the wilderness, which would have strengthened him a lot. But my guess is he had to reinforce that every day. Now, what about us? It's not Lent, it's Easter, and chocolate is allowed, at least in moderation. But lots of things we like doing are not allowed. Meeting friends for coffee, going to church, clothes shopping, going on holiday, and so on. There have been benefits: peace and quiet, less pollution, a slower pace of life for some, hearing the birds more family time, new IT skills picked up. You can make your own list. What will our temptations be as we regain more freedom? What will we do with it, that freedom? Will we want to rush straight back to our frenzied and hectic lives? When you come home from a retreat, the trick is to retain that inner sense of peace and calm, that perspective and that focus on God. It's not easy. How will we do as we gradually come out of lockdown, I wonder?